This is Stephanie Anderson of the Main Health Show, and join us today as we talk with Mr. Jason Mesa of the Better Business Bureau. Fraud is on the rise during the coronavirus pandemic. People today are overwhelmed with choices and often unsure about where to find verified, unbiased information. The Better Business Bureau, or BBB, helps people find and recommend businesses, brands, and charities they can trust. Hello, my name is Stephanie Anderson, and welcome to the Main Health Show. There are more than 30 million businesses in North America alone, and hundreds of thousands of websites around the world where people shop online. Today, we are visiting with one of San Antonio's very own, Mr. Jason Mesa, who serves as the San Antonio Regional Director for Better Business Bureau, serving the heart of Texas. His responsibilities include media, public relations, and community outreach. Jason is a native of San Angelo, Texas, and prior to joining the BBB, he served as a development specialist for the Children's Hospital of San Antonio Foundation. He also worked for Goodwill Industries of San Antonio as communications manager. So as you can see, we have a great deal of information to cover. So please let me welcome Mr. Jason Mesa. Jason, thank you for visiting with us here on the Main Health Show.
Hi there, Stephanie. So glad to be a part of the show. Thank you for having us.
So glad you could join us. Please tell us about the BBB and the services you and your office provide to the businesses and citizens in the area.
Once again, glad to be here. Thank you for the time. Better Business Bureau is BBB of San Antonio. We've been around since 1912 as an operation, 501c6 not-for-profit, meaning we're not government related. We are a not-for-profit operating in the community's best interest. We are boots on the ground here in the area. We've been here in San Antonio since 1962, and we're happy to be here because we're a consumer watchdog group. We're also looking out for businesses. We're looking out for everybody. We want to make sure there's a level playing field. When there's trust in the marketplace, everybody feels confident. We know that there's a handshake in place. When you buy something, when you agree to something, there's a handshake. And BBB simply wants to put a guarantee on top of that handshake. We want to make sure that there's a trustworthy marketplace to do business and to exchange products and services. We do have military line. In July was Military Consumer Protection Month, so we were on base providing car buying classes, home buying classes for our recruits, our troops. We're looking out for vets during this month. We're really trying to make sure they know the warning signs to avoid fraud because they are targets. Our vets, our military are prime targets for fraud. Meaning they have a steady paycheck. They're a part of a program like a vet program, a VA installment loan program. So they're trying to use the military to get money out of victims. So in so many ways, we're part of the military community as well, being here at BBB. But on top of that, like I said, we're here for business. If you're in business, you have a free presence. You have a free profile with the Better Business Bureau on our website at bbb.org. Any business that is licensed, regulated, registered with the county, with the city, can have a physical presence on our website. And the extra step to go above and beyond is accreditation. Businesses that seek out and apply to be BBB accredited businesses agree to our 8 standards of trust, and many of them being ethics, honesty, advertising with honesty, things like that come into play because we want to make sure that our consumers and our businesses trust each other.
Now, what is the BBB Accreditation seal?
Well, again, BBB accreditation is just one extra step. It's an extra level for businesses to take. Not everybody is qualified to be accredited. We see businesses that are just established. We ask that businesses are at least in business at least 6 months. They have to be registered with the city, with the county where they're doing business. They have to be licensed for the work that they're doing. And again, you have to have at least a B rating to be an accredited business. What does that mean? BBB offers a rating system, an algorithm, very, very sophisticated algorithm that rates complaints against time, and it does a lot of investigation. A lot of research goes into the rating system. So if you have at least a B rating and at least 6 months in business, then you qualify to be accredited, but then you must apply. There is a fee, a sliding fee based on employee count, on locations that you have as well, and that will determine how much a monthly fee will be to belong accredited, a part of the accredited family of businesses. And the seal is very powerful. When people walk into a business and they see the BBB torch, it's a torch, a flame. That seal is a guarantee. It's a guarantee that the business agrees and abides to our 8 standards of trust. It's a seal that guarantees integrity in the business, and that they commit to a higher standard of operation. And when there's a problem, the business will strive to make it right, no matter what the situation is. And they'll at least respond to BBB. Many businesses don't respond to BBB. They don't believe that they have to, go through another level. They have to answer to another level of a business watchdog group. But in fact, businesses that do respond and do, play ball with the BBB are in a better position to benefit from 7 out of 10 customers who go online to read reviews first. Your digital reputation is huge. If your online reputation says something about you and you don't know what it is, then you're possibly leaving money at the table. You don't know. It's a runaway reputation that you need to be continuously monitoring and checking. So BBB helps with that digital reputation for businesses to ensure you're capturing that other 3 out of 10 that go online, that will never call you, that will never pick up the phone, and you never know that they came looking for you and they ended up seeing something negative online, such as a site like BBB, and in fact, they never even came to your door. So it's important for us to see BBB accredited businesses here in our local area that know that they abide by your 8 standards of trust.
So how does a company become BBB accredited?
Yeah, it goes back to how does a company become BBB accredited. Again, you have to go online to start the process, bbb.org. That's bbb.org. From there, you click on the right-hand top box. It's a hamburger drop down, and it's apply for accreditation. You can apply there. Takes a couple of hours for us to vet out. We'll ask for information about the business. We'll double check and do some checks and balances. And if you have a criminal complaint against you, if you have a government judgment or action against you, then that might affect the accreditation process, the approval process. Once you're approved, then you move on to our customer engagement team, which really helps you maximize the benefits of being accredited. It's like a chamber of commerce where it's a welcome committee. Once you get through, you usually get a word of welcome from us as the regional director, and then our CEO, Carrie Hurt, and then our customer engagement team works to help you establish your profile, make sure it's clean, that it's that it's precise, that it matches your business, and that everything is correct, that it captures everything about your business. So it's a process. It takes a few days sometimes to get approval, but once you are approved, again, the sliding fee scale will be based on location, employee count, and a few other options. So it's not a one size fits all. It's based on how big of a footprint your business has in the community, and if you're headquartered here in our service area. It's important to know this BBB is part of a larger system. We are part of the BBB Serving the Heart of Texas, based out of Austin. Our home headquarters is Austin, which, including San Antonio, serves 105 counties. It's a huge part of Texas that serves from Fort Worth to the Midland, Odessa area, Laredo, Corpus Christi, and everywhere in between, including Austin and San Antonio. So it's a big, big footprint that the BBB Serving the Heart of Texas is involved in. So you're in great company.
Now, how would a consumer check to determine if a company is accredited, or how would they report a business that they feel has operated outside the guidelines of integrity?
Yeah, we want consumers to come to Better Business Bureau to check businesses to see if something's gone wrong. Now, again, a lot of businesses have a digital reputation to protect, and it's important for consumers to do more of their own homework, do more investigation. We all need to read the fine print. We all need to, look at contracts back and forth, up and down, make sure everything looks good. But on top of that, we need to make sure we know who we're doing business with. So consumers can come to bbb.org, check a business out, complaints, reviews, any feedback, 5 stars or not. And also they can report scams. There's 2 different ways you can report bad business. One is make a complaint against a business. If they don't have a profile, we'll set up a profile for the business. But more than likely, they have some kind of profile or presence on bbb.org. So you can file a complaint, file a review, or you can even offer a scam. And that's where our scam tracker tool comes in. bbb.org/scam tracker. Now, it's a little different to report a scam, because a scam is usually somebody you don't know. It's a business that doesn't have a physical presence, doesn't have a real operating phone number or a location here in the San Antonio area. Those are what we consider scams, people that are operating even outside of the country. We don't have a track on them. So if you see something, say something, like the police tell us. If you see something suspicious, something seems out of place, a number keeps calling you and they're offering something that seems fraudulent, then report it. Make a scam report, bbb.org/scam tracker. We aggregate all the reports. We keep tabs of them and we pass them up to law enforcement in case they need it. We share information. We do have a seat at the table with the AG's office, with local law enforcement, with the FBI, FTC. We do have a seat at the table, meaning if we are called upon to offer our files information, we hand them over and we do investigations as well. And we share those investigation results and tips with law enforcement and prosecution. That way it can lead to a prosecution at some point. So just know, if you see something, say something, report it to BBB. It is a free service 24 hours a day online at bbb.org, whether it's a complaint against a business or whether it's a scam.
Jason, we've seen you on the local news station sharing helpful hints for consumers. Have there been any recent scams, fraud alerts that are currently trending?
Yeah, we've been very popular with scams online and on TV. Broadcasters and news stations really want to know what's going on with scams, and unfortunately, we end up being the scam reporters a lot of times. It just boils down to fraud. There's a lot of it online, especially we're doing a lot more online. With the pandemic onset and with us avoiding physical presence in stores, we're turning to online purchases like never before, and those numbers have skyrocketed. Also, the number of scams have skyrocketed. The most compelling types of scams we see are the romance scams, the job scams, and the pet scams. Those three in particular. I'll start with romance scams because they have the most money lost. They're very infrequent, meaning we don't see a whole lot, but we do see victims right here in South Texas. The romance scam is basically when somebody falls in love with you. You're looking for love. You're looking for a match, a date, something online. You're looking for affection and companionship, and you might end up on a legitimate website. But many times you're finding a fake profile, a fake picture, fake story, and you end up chatting with this person for, it could take weeks. Scammers groom their victims for months even, giving them a story, leading them on, telling they fall in love with you right off the bat, very profoundly and very quickly. But then the romance scam materializes when an emergency happens. All of a sudden something happens and you end up in a situation where you're trying to help this person get out of an emergency. We've seen it all. An emergency deployment suddenly, a death in the family, or a child gets in trouble and they need money quickly. And that's where the scam starts. They ask for money. They think they've achieved buy-in from you. They've worked a relationship with you for a long time. They think they can trust you, and you think you can trust them, so you start offering money. And that line keeps going. They keep pulling a fishing line to your bank account as much as you want, as much as they want. The more that you offer, the more they're going to ask. So until you realize it's not a real person, it's a scam. It's a romance scam. And we see this with our older folks, our older consumers who aren't as savvy to the red flags, the warning signs of a romance scam. And it's the kids that come forward, the children of the victim, saying, I think my dad or my mom is being scammed. You need to look into this. We do look into it, and sure enough, it's a fake or it's a fraud. So romance scams are very, very high dollar amounts. We see $100,000, sometimes $200,000 plus lost to these types of scams because, again, they've done their homework. Scammers have invested a lot of time and effort trying to find the right victim and groom them and really, try to fall in love with them and make them feel that they're loved and wanted. And in fact, they've got a line open to the bank account. The other types of scams I mentioned, the pet scam, very compelling. We see the most quantity of pet scams come through this office. Pet scams, I see them every week, and it hurts me. It hurts my heart to see people think they're buying a pet, a real cute puppy, a dog, a kitten online, and in a few weeks, there's nothing arrives, and you're out your money, and you've probably even been a victim of identity theft. It's a big, big scam. We do see about $600 to $800 lost per incident with the pet scam, and it happens a lot. Like I said, we see them almost daily in this office, where somebody goes online. They're probably just researching breeds or investigating type of dogs, but they see a sponsored ad, or they see a compelling story on a real website. It could be a real website, legitimate website, but it could take weeks or months before that listing is taken down or marked or flagged as a fraud. But until that time comes, they'll get a lot of victims, and you'll see a great breed at a deep discount. Maybe a bull mastiff, a French poodle, a bulldog that goes for maybe $2,000. You'll see it for a deep discount, like $500, and they need to get rid of them quickly because of a situation. Maybe they're moving, maybe they're deploying, or they can't care for the pet. So you come along and you want to buy the dog, you offer money, and they say, we're going to ship the animal. And that's where the scam for the pet scams materializes, in the shipping process. They're trying to get the pet to you through air terminal, through through a van line or a service, or an escrow company is set up to make sure to be the middleman. And they get people all the time. And in fact, they go back for more money. They say, listen, the pet is stuck at an airport and they need a new crate, they need insurance, they need a new registration, they need food, whatever. And if you don't offer the money, they start saying, we're going to report you. They threaten you to say, we're going to report you to authorities for pet abandonment, for for endangering a pet. And in actuality, the pet's never at the facility. They're never at an airport. You can call the airport and say, we never had any kind of cargo like that come through here. It's a scam, and you've lost your money up to that point. If you keep offering money, the scam continues. So pet scams, South Texas, the most victims almost daily. We tell people, if you need to know the breeder or the reseller in person. If you've never met them in person, don't offer them money. If they don't do a virtual live chat with you where they show you the pet in hand on a live video, then be wary, because photos can be duplicated. Anybody can grab any photo online and say they have a dog for sale. But in fact, that's just a duplicated or a copied photo from a real person, a real breeder, a real reseller. So if you don't know the person, the breeder or the reseller in person, if you never met them, don't offer them money. We say adopt, don't shop. There's plenty of pets that need homes for rescue and situations here locally in our facilities. So make sure and go that route first before you buy online a pet. And then finally, the job scam. Unfortunately, a lot of folks are out on their feet, back against the wall, looking for work. And you go to a website like Indeed, like Career Builder, like Monster, legitimate websites, but you find a fake job posting. And a lot of scammers it could take months or even weeks for the website to get flagged and take the listing down. Until then, people will give a lot of sensitive information to get a job. Think about it. We want to get a new job. We're putting our best foot forward. We're being responsive. We're trying to show that we're team players. We're motivated individuals. So we offer a lot of information to fake recruiters or fake job posters who are looking for information like our social security number, our bank account to start sending, direct deposit for the work. Many times it's remote work or, something where you can mystery shop and get paid. Those kinds of situations were always in the hopper before the pandemic came along. There were always red flags to look for work from home scams. But now with the pandemic, it is exacerbated. It was just, it's grown immensely. People fall into a job scam. They offer money or they try to buy their resources before they accept a job that never existed, or they get a check in the mail. Looks like it's a live, real check from a company. You got to go cash the check, deposit it, use that money to go buy materials and equipment, and the check bounces after a few days. You're out the money, you bought all this equipment, expensive equipment, and the job poster is long gone. So yes, job scams are out there. We need people to double check that they're talking to a real recruiter, check with the company, get a requisition number. Is it a real job posting, and are they really looking for the work? Hang up, delete, stop the communication until you can verify a company is real and a recruiter is real, that they're working, and even the job itself is real. We've seen a lot of scenarios where you can easily process envelopes at home, do some data processing from home, flexible hours, you're already qualified, you can do it whenever and get paid. Those kinds of scenarios are very, watch out for those red flags.
And you also have a very popular podcast, Decoding Business with the BBB. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, Decoding Business is a great podcast because it really goes under the hood of business. I mean, there's plenty of business podcasts out there that talk about entrepreneurship, how to start the business, things we learn. But the little guy has a story to tell too, meaning a company that doesn't have a great big footprint or a big marketing budget or a lot of money or boots on the ground to tell stories, but they have a great story. Every business has a story of determination, strife, struggling and motivation that somebody can learn from. That's what Decoding Business with BBB it was built for, the small business, to tell their story, to open the hood, find out how they survived, how they pivoted, and what kind of things we can learn from the small guys to build our businesses or to start our businesses. So Decoding Business looks out for those businesses. They don't have to be accredited with the BBB. They don't have to have a big, again, robust company. Just have a story, and we want to pull that story out, extract it, and retell that to our audience and share it, because again, every business has a story, and we want that story to be told with Decoding Business. And that's what the whole story is with Decoding. We want to really break down how the business was started, and perhaps we can all learn something from that story. That's what the podcast is about.
Please tell me, has COVID-19 affected the businesses in the region, and how are they able to service their customers?
Well, COVID-19 dealt a major blow to the industry, to the economy, to the world. So businesses itself in the region, we saw a lot of suffering, a lot of downtime, a lot of layoffs, a lot of cuts, and a lot of businesses fold or go under. So yes, we did see a lot of that. We did try to offer the best, avenues, resources. We try to connect with, the grant systems that were set up. A lot of grants around. A lot of money was offered to businesses. So we made sure and connected them. And whether they needed something right off the bat, freelancers, whatever they needed to get the business back on their feet or get it restarted or grow it or scale it in the pandemic, BBB was there to help offer a hand. We were even, deferring a lot of payments. A lot of our membership payments that were for accredited businesses, we deferred those payments. We set them back a little while until they got back on their feet. So yes, we did step up and try to offer resources for businesses that were against the wall. But the pandemic, on the flip side, it was actually a bright spot for businesses. A lot of contractors, a lot of floor installers, pool installers. We weren't taking trips, so people brought Disney World to the backyard and wanted to put a pool in. We saw the pool installation companies saw a big increase. The floor guys who put in floors, we were at home looking at our ugly floors all day, so they said we need to upgrade our floors. And so a lot of the floor installers did well. Outdoor remodeling companies did great. Landscapers did well because they didn't have to be in the physical inside. They did all their work outside. That work continued and it grew immensely. Cleaning companies, my goodness, cleaning companies saw a huge spike in the number of additions they had. Commercial contracts, businesses, even homes. They opened their line of products to homes to clean, and of course, adding COVID-19 cleaning products and foggers and humidifiers, things like that they can add to the service, that helped them out. So yes, we did see a huge spike in those kinds of contractors and businesses. So it was a flip side. It was both good and bad, but COVID really hit the reset button for a lot of business. It taught us to always prepare, risk management, always have that line of credit, that bank relationship open, always be ready to apply for a grant or apply for a loan in case you need it, and just really bulletproof the business in case another pandemic or resurgence comes back around.
Now, as you mentioned, 2020 was a year that caused many of us to press the reset button. And in addition to some of the not so good experiences, there were indeed some times that some of us saw a rainbow of hope for our small businesses. And in 2020, my small business was a BBB Torch Award winner for marketplace ethics. Can you share what the BBB Torch Award is?
Yeah, and hats off to you, Stephanie, and to Trinity Lace Wiggs for a great, compelling story. It really stood out in the judges, and that's what the BBB Torch Award is about. It's an award that showcases ethics, marketplace ethics, the businesses that go above and beyond. It's not enough to just simply give back to your community, because every business can do that. It already has some kind of give back program, but a business that really finds their niche and really genuinely helps another consumer or client. The Torch Award is open to businesses in our service area that are headquartered here. Every year we go out and we get judges, whether they're college professors, leaders in the community, city councilmen, congressional people who are outside of the BBB family. We want them to remain unbiased, meaning we want judges to come in fresh to see just the application and not have a bias, not have any information about the business, but simply learn about their business. And that way they can get the criteria, gauge the application, and review and double check if this is a quality, solid entry to win the Torch Award. That's a big deal. Torch Award is not just handed out like candy. I mean, it only goes to a certain number of businesses within a certain count. And everybody is qualified from the 1 to 10 employee category, the small guys, all the way up to the 100 plus bigger companies. Everybody has a fair shot because you belong in a certain category or group. Just know that you have the same chance of winning a Torch Award as the big guys that have the big budgets, the larger staff to manage an application. But it's incredibly humbling to get a Torch Award, like you mentioned, because it means a lot to the business. It means that an independent group cares, and they really see what the business is offering to the community, and not just to give back, not just volunteering at the food bank, not just giving money to a 501c3 not-for-profit. It's really caring about your community. It's really showing that we try to make it right if there's issues, and every business has complaints or issues. We try to make it right, but also we offer the best way to help our community and nudge it forward. We are a part of society. We're not here just for profits. We're here to make our place a better place to live. So that's what we look for in the Torch Awards. I hope to see a lot more San Antonio businesses like yourself stand up and stand out. And we want to showcase that. And that's what the Torch Award is all about.
I can share with you that it meant a lot. It was truly humbling, and I don't know who was more proud of that award, me or my clients. Is there a general website or contact information for consumers or businesses that may have additional questions that you can share?
Yeah, we want to invite friends to come see us anytime, whether you're in business or whether you're a consumer. We want to talk to you. We want to have a dialogue. We only survive on consumer tips, meaning we survive on what the community, the public tells us. We can only do so much investigation. We can only crawl so many websites. We can only detect what we can see. And if we're not seeing it, if we're not getting the inbound tips or feedback, then that's a problem. So we need as much consumer feedback as possible. BBB.org. That website's working continuously, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Regardless of the pandemic, the website is open for businesses to apply for accreditation, to seek assistance to update their free profiles, or for consumers to check if there's a scam in the area, to check the reputation of a business before they get into a contract, and really vet a business and verify that they're dealing with somebody ethical and trustworthy. So yes, we are always out here. We do have a physical office at San Pedro Bitters. We're at 13750 San Pedro Avenue, Suite 400. We're in the 4th floor of the Comerica Bank building, just north of Target on the 281 and Bitters corner. Come see us. We're open Monday to Friday, 9 to 4. We are seeing foot traffic for complaints, for arbitration, for issues, for businesses. Come see us. And wear your mask, but we're up there, and we really want to make sure that we let people know that we are here. We are in San Antonio. We're boots on the ground, and we're here to help businesses, consumers. We're here for everybody.
What a wealth of information that you have shared today. Jason, thank you so very much for taking time to visit with us and the viewers of the Main Health Show.
Hey, thank you, Stephanie. Hats off to a great year for you. I know there was a lot of struggle for yourself and for the business, but I'm a better person because I've known you, because I met you, and a lot of people are. A lot of people who have come through your building have used your services and have benefited from just knowing you as a person. I think says a lot about you, your character, and much success, continued blessings for you, for your family, and for your business, and for your listeners as well, and for your viewers. Make sure that they know we're here to help, and we're people just like you are. So we want to make sure that Better Business Bureau is here for everybody.
Thank you. All right, you've heard it here, all about this great program and service. I suggest you check it out for yourself. And thanks for watching the Main Health Show, and a special thank you to our guest, Jason Mesa of the BBB, serving the heart of Texas. Until next time, this is Stephanie Anderson. Be blessed.